All right, traders, George here, and time for a look at the week ahead. This is what I'm looking at for the S&P and the Nasdaq. This is a carryover from the last video that I did. We'll do a little bit of a review here, and then I'll show you what I'm looking at for projections. Bottom line, the sell-off that we had over the last couple weeks was historically large and quick. And the quick recovery that we had Thursday to leave us in the red was impressive. The follow-through day on Friday was impressive. What was important is what happened this past week. And we really did well from the bull side of the equation here, taking over the key areas. The main price point here of 3,800 remained a critical trigger for further upside, with price staying over that, easily getting up to the 3,900 level here, and over that, taking us right into this new air pocket that helped us break down as quickly, looking to get up to just south of 4,000, and over that puts us into this last stage, getting ready to retest the highs here at about 40.75 or so. For the S&P, and these are screenshots from that last video, for the S&P, its recovery over about 1880 was critical. Huge air pocket north of that. 1922 is the first area to watch, and further strength with price getting through that zone. Confirmation over 1927s, as we talked about in the room, and then looking to get up to about 19.5s here for initial resistance, but over 19.5s gives us a shot at going back up to about 1980s or so. And that's what we had happen this past week, was that the bulls just kept the pedal to the metal here and kept us going. The bears lost their opportunity to break things down at these lower stages. So historically a very quick recovery, not one that you would expect. Probability wise, it needed time to prove itself out. So that was my more cautionary read initially, but that changed within about 2 days, which is just really a rare occurrence. But price is price. The orange rectangle there is all that matters. So here's where we are now. For the S&P, same chart here. Note where we are, 1960s, easily getting over 1880 through the 20s here, 1920, 1927, takes us up to the 1950s. We got a follow through, and we're driving back up to retest this uptrend line for a possible reverse trend line touch here. That comes in just a couple more points higher. The actual spike here coming in at 1972s. So really this could happen Sunday night Globex or first thing Monday. Watch for resistance at this point, and what happens if we do get a resistance swing there. Do we get support at 1950s, weaker down into the 20s? Below that would see a much bigger sell-off. The bulls get it over 1975. Guess what? Look to the left. They don't have much to go until they get up to almost 2000, and over that they're in outer space. There's no trading commitment north of this level here, and really the spike comes in at, let's call it 2000 even, 1998. And the bulls are really pressed to take this thing to new all-time highs very quickly here. This is the initial cautionary point that I would watch here at 1975s. If we do get a resistance swing there, where do we find support? The higher up we find it, the more bullish it would be. Okay, so that's the S&P. And then for the Nasdaq, another amazing chart here with it taking over the 3,800 level, sees us up to the 3,900 area for resistance initially. Pop through that, this air pocket pulls us up to the 3960s. We find initial resistance there. Above that level, another air pocket, which is where we are right now, breaking through that at 36s here. We're starting to find a little resistance right about here. That's where we are right now, Sunday evening. A little bit higher takes us up to about 40.70 or so to this spike here. So easy for the Nasdaq to do 40 points in a day. We get over 40.75s here, just like the S&P. We're going to new all-time highs. And here's 3 key targets that I've calculated here to the upside to watch when we break out here. Very high probability that that will happen. These are the key initial targets that I'm looking to hit: 42.36s, 42.98s, and 43.85s. The most bullish scenario would see us not only breaking out of this area, but having the market do something at one of these targets, i.e. putting in a resistance swing, pulling back, and then testing the 40.75 level as support, and then continuing up there. So an incredible bullish follow through across the board. Nasdaq, S&P, and the Dow, which I'm not showing today. But important to note that the Nasdaq led the market down. It led the market up. The Nasdaq is the leader, whatever happens with the market, and last week it led the market up. Extremely bullish, just another 40 points or so, and we'll see some new all-time highs going into the end of the year here. That's it for your update. We'll see you back in the live room.